Hello, my name is Megan Weil, and today I'll be sharing with you my research regarding conscientious mammalian magnetoreception capabilities by means of the cryptochrome 2 protein. Organisms from all five kingdoms of life have been known to possess magnetoreception capabilities, which is the ability to detect and interpret magnetic fields. It has been documented throughout history that mice have been recognized to use Earth's magnetic field in order to determine their migratory preferences, something that more recently has been proven scientifically. Their ability to detect magnetic fields is due to the cryptochrome 2 protein in their eye, and is something that humans also possess. Because of this and the arising claims by human animals that they can detect magnetic fields, this is something that I felt passionate about looking into, especially because of the little research on the topic and the great amount of people that suggest that they're experiencing negative health effects based on the magnetic fields that they can detect. So to test for the ability for the cryptochrome 2 protein in mice to detect and eventually consciously translate the recognition of Earth's magnetic field, I trained the mice to run to a designated side of an experimental area based on the presence or reduction of Earth's magnetic field. Two of the mice possessed behaviors of uncomfortability to the point I did not feel comfortable working with them as experimental subjects, and I did have to discontinue using them in the experiment, and thus I was only able to get data for mouse 001. In order to train mouse 001 to run to a designated side of the experimental area based on the presence or reduction of Earth's magnetic field, I created an experimental area, seen in Figure 4. In a normal magnetic field environment where I was not manipulating it, I trained the mice to run to the yellow side of the experimental area. If I was reducing the Earth's magnetic field, I trained the mouse to run to the blue side of the experimental area. This training environment was placed in the center of the hoopla device seen in Figure 3, which allowed me to manipulate Earth's magnetic field. I ran a total of 32 runs with mouse 001, 16 of the runs in a normal magnetic field environment, 16 times in a reduced magnetic field environment. 9 out of the 16 times when in the normal geomagnetic field environment, the mouse didn't immediately run to the side of the cage it was trained to. It spent more time roaming. However, 1 out of 16 times when in a reduced magnetic field environment, the mouse didn't casually roam, rather explored the parameters of the cage to get out. This backs previous research that mice have magnetoreception capabilities, as in a normal magnetic field environment and a reduced magnetic field environment, the mice displayed very different behaviors. I was really looking for if they had a conscious awareness of Earth's magnetic field or whether this was a subconscious instinct. So I looked to determine how often they ran to the correct side of the cage during the first half of the experiment, which is the first 1 to 16 runs, compared to the second half of the experiment, or trials 17 through 32. Mouse 001 ran to the correct side of the cage in the first half of the experiment 5 out of 16 times. In the second half of the experiment, the mouse ran to the correct side of the cage 10 out of 16 times. Thus, there was a 31.25% overall increase in the correct choice displayed by mouse 001. So overall, the mouse displayed different behaviors when in a normal and reduced magnetic field environment, something that we expected. However, there is little evidence that this is a conscious choice made by the mouse. This suggests that their ability to detect and interpret magnetic fields is a subconscious instinct that creates for innate behavior such as migratory preferences and thus navigation and orientation preferences. Due to the fact they only had one subject, I would hope this experiment would be able to get repeated. There is suggestive data here that with further experimentation could suggest that mice may have a conscious awareness of Earth's magnetic field. However, due to this current data that suggests mice don't have a conscious awareness of Earth's magnetic field, this provides great insight as to their biochemistry and evolutionary history. To know that these behaviors are due to innate instincts and not subconscious interpretation and communication between mice can provide a lot of information as to their patterns of travel and purposes or lack of purpose behind it. Similarly, this has parallel application to that of humans due to our possession of the cryptochrome 2 protein. For the selective humans that claim a conscious awareness of magnetic fields, I would argue otherwise. However, this is a highly debated topic with lots of conflicting research that needs more of it. Thank you for listening to my research. I really hope you enjoyed learning about this and that you continue to explore the world of magnetoreception.